Hola todos. Learning language, estar o ser? Very common question. Very common Spanish lesson. I'm trying to answer the question as to why. Why are there two different forms of being in the Spanish language? I'm going to try to pull a lot of my other ideas from my other math and science proofing as well. Just talk about some ideas because again, logically, semantically, estar being temporary, ser being permanent, and everyone says those exact words. I agree 100%. But why did they get there? Words are the evidence of what people experience and what people have said. Right? Nobody that speaks Spanish today or English today was alive when these words were fundamentally developed. So, what difference has native Spanish and Proto-Spanish speakers, what have they done here? Right? Well, being temporary, now specifically to Spanish, being temporary can apply to a lot of different things other than motion or emotion, but all emotions are temporary, right? You can be angry, you can be sad, you can be elated, you can be happy, feliz, but you're going to die. You're not going to live past 120 years, so each individual emotional state is temporary, each species is temporary, each black body is temporary. But remember, emotion is range, right? There's planets. You can have planets without people. You can't have people without planets. So from math and stuff, we've rather rigorously developed and proven why emotion is the range of motion. More syllables, more letters, more range, more applicability. But ser being permanent to motion, and then I'll even cross that out. I'll just say to definition, right? Because there's no. Again, the words will preserve a lot longer than you ever possibly could. And then again, association to literally sounds in the environment is how we define any words. But then I have base question mark. Because this logical, again, indiscriminate of the language makes a lot of sense to me. Definition to base, going strictly off English, that doesn't strike me as one-to-one. Remember what I'm trying to do is show you. I've also asked the question, is English a new language? I think so. I think it is. What do I mean? Then I've also asked the question, again just yesterday, do languages exist? Are languages really unique? Can I show a one way where I have base question mark, but the SE underlined and the SE here underlined? Can I show a one way, right, if English range is logic, so English would be the range. English would be the emotion to the motion. English would be the emergent language with more differentiation, more prepositions, with more applicability to describe different objects, experiences, whatevers. So again, when you're learning language, typically if you ever have a non-native English speaker, say they've erred to English, this is what they're doing, just more direct or something. Okay, what I'm exactly trying to prove there, I'm not sure. But I've now, after months and months of consideration and daily derivation, I have a tentative answer that English is a new language. What do I mean by that? Because I'm pretty sure we can show, again, some sort of iteration of logic. Sound and letters over here, a defined language over here. Every single language uses different phrases from every other language. So the logic really should be preserved by the letters. So now literally, just going through the conjugations, and again, I'll probably do some verbs, but again, the way I like to do verbs is literally just take a sentence, again, take a piece of spoken, written words, and then just translate it word for word, and be exposed to the verbs through examples. But like I said, I've sat down and do the conjugation tables for French and for Spanish, again, years ago. So I've already put in the work of, again, just brute force conjugating verbs. That's really, I mean, you can learn that from anybody. But just going estoy, estás, está, estamos, estés, están, ser, soy, eres, somos, sois, sois. And I just have an asterisk P because of pronunciation. I'm not personally confident on this pronunciation. Specifically, is, ois, sois, sois, ois, sois. But specifically, I don't know how the iteration of logic gets into the Spanish language, SOI, from a different language. So that whenever I would say I do err on pronunciation, but I'm literally attenuating to the other languages. There's a lot more languages going on. But I just wanted to show you again personal pronunciations that haven't proven. Right? Once you prove something, you never have to think about it ever again. Each individual letter or syllable presents logic, every single bit of it. But is ser the base of a star? Literally, a star. Right? We've described range has more syllables than base. You can't prove that wrong. A star is ace with ta at the end. But again, the temporary conversation now learning these like functionally, how again that's math, that's science, that's linguistic evolution. But just using them, like translating from context from a given piece of writing, it's just like I don't even have to like think about this. But ace, low ace, K low ace. This is the form of all logic in Spanish. It is what it is. And so really if you have to think ace or a star, and again just translate, but err to ace because it's a definition. Right? Whenever you're talking about something that's not temporary, it's definite. Definition, definite. This is what the difference of a star and ser is. Ace. Que es permanente. Ente, nente, permanente. Que es no. What is permanent, what is not? Alright, they said emotions certainly directly within our mathematical arguments. But again, that's just an open question because you use a star for other things besides just emotions, like locations. Like temporary is the correct word. Again, I'm not going to go through the things people have correctly articulated already. And then I just have up here one and done proof of Spanish reduction. Because remember, and again, I've already done this with French. But if I can take an English word or some sort of logical reduction, show it one time only in the Spanish language, well then you would need to organically develop another language over millions of years to like do that again. To have the evidence to do it again. That's really what I wanted to say for a star versus ser. Getting very close to something, a cool proof. A reduced proof. And just a couple more thoughts I wanted to say about stuff I've referenced in this series already. But just another thing I wanted to talk about that's very obvious from learning from translations, as opposed to, again, like on those sheets, if like subjunctive mood, imperfect, I don't do any of that shit. Like I think labeling that stuff is actually bad, or at least it's inconsistent. But what was I also going to say? I don't like the subjunctive. I don't like the for past, present. Like I said, learn the present tense conjugations. Drill down the most used. Past, like I said, past tense in French is always have something else, and I'm sure it's the same other places. But learn the present tense. Learn one. Again, just be able to identify. The first thing you want to be able to do is identify if the verb form is future tense or past tense or present tense, even if you can't, say exactly the present subjunctive, imperfect subjunctive, imperative, future preterite, imperfect. Again, that's all confusing to me. And it's again mislabeled. It's inconsistent logic. But estar, okay. Estar avec accent mark, being. You being. Estar, this. Eso, está. Esa, esta. So, okay. Yo tengo que ir. Yo tengo ir. Yo tengo que ir. And so just more está, clearly without the accent. We can cross that one out. It's a conjugated verb form. But está, the preposition that, okay, or that. Again, I don't have a great historical linguistic evolution to tell you as to why on this one, but again, clearly related to está, the conjugated verb. But okay, like what to be again, this would imply again just whenever people. It's apparent, again, I can't say anything great about it, but it's apparent because of context. Like, I personally never thought about using, like, misused está okay, just because if you start with translations, you'll see the natural context in which these generate. But I should be able to say something more interesting about that soon, later, sometime. And then the last thing I just wanted to say was mira, because I referenced it in the last couple lectures or lessons. But right, literally, semantically translated, it's translated as seeing, but it's mirroring, literally mirroring. But I just said mira, and it means look, see, but literally it means mirroring because, again, this is the Estar versus Ser difference is very, very demonstrated, intuitive, present, and mira, like mirroring, you're reflecting me, you're mirroring me. It's a very like semantic, kind of like involved, abstract type of verb consolidation. So I just think Spanish is a very, I don't know, ephemeral, that's probably not the right word, but analogy driven. Context is heavily implied in this language. So that's what I have for Estar, Ser, and just some other translation and tidbits of logic. Thank you for watching Learning Language, Estar, Ser.